Assalamualaikum. Me and my group members, we from group 3 want to present about the Explain and Elaborate Neo-liberalism Theory International Relation. So let's go. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Nuzulaika binti Safirun. I want to talk about the introduction of neoliberalism. Neoliberalism has been a trendy term in academic in recent years. In certain political and scholarly discourse during the last 20 years or more, the term neoliberalism has gained considerable traction. Besides, we live in the age of neoliberalism. According to some writers, and neoliberalism is the dominant ideology shaping our world today. The dominant school of classical liberal economy in the US and the UK before the Great Depression in the 1930s is interpreted as neoliberalism. A new interventionist approach replaces classical liberalism between the mid-1930s and the mid-1970s, and the idea that capitalism needs scurril state regulation to survive gain interaction. In academic economy and public policy, all classical liberalism is quickly rising in the 1970s. A complicating institution are the market and the state. In order to attain their own political goals, society has turned capitalism into the state, which serves as the major institution that governs modern society. So that's all from me, that introduction. I will pass to next presenter.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hanani Husna binti Ismail. My student ID is 2023 263 238. So I'm going to present about characteristics of neoliberalism. The first one is limited government intervention. In neoliberalism, limited government interventions means that the government plays a smaller role in the economy. The focus is on allowing market forces to guide decision-making and reducing regulations on businesses. This approach aims to promote individuals' freedom and economic efficiency. The government's role in providing social welfare programs and public services is also minimized, with the belief that the private sector or individuals themselves can fulfill these needs. However, it is important to find a balance between limited government intervention and ensuring that the well-being of society as a whole. The second one is globalization. Globalization of neoliberalism refers to the integration of economies on a global scale, driven by the principles of neoliberalism. It involves the removal of barriers to international trade and investment, such as tariff and quotas. The idea is to promote free movement of goods, service, and capital across borders. Globalizations under neoliberalism aims to increase economic interdependence and create opportunities for businesses to expand globally. Next is competition. Neoliberalism emphasizes the importance of competition in driving innovation, efficiency, and economic growth. In a neoliberal framework, competition is seen as a positive force that leads to better outcomes for consumers. By encouraging businesses to compete with one another, it is believed that they will strive to improve their products, services, and pricing to attract customers. The idea is that competition fosters a dynamic and responsive market environment. And the last one is reducing public spending. In neoliberalism, reducing public spending is often emphasized as a way to promote economic efficiency and limit the role of the government. The belief is that by reducing public spending, the government can create a more favorable environment for businesses and individuals to thrive. This can be achieved through measures such as cutting in government programs, privatizing certain services, and implementing austerity measures. The idea is to allow the private sector to take a larger role in providing goods and services, while minimizing the burden on taxpayers.
Hi, my name is Noafrina Shina binti Muhammad Riza and my student ID is 2023610076. Neoliberalism is an ideology and policy model that emphasizes the value of free market competition. It is most commonly associated with laissez-faire economics. Neoliberalism supports private enterprise and seeks to transfer the control of economic factor from the public sector to private sector. On the other hand, laissez-faire economic is a school of thought that prescribes minimal government interference in the economic issues of individuals and society. It is the philosophy that minimal state interference and participation in the economy will maximize economic growth and prosperity. Example of neoliberal policies in action. Free trade is a key aspect of neoliberalism. While free trade brings its benefit, it also means increased competition. The implementation of the North American Free Trade Agreement, which led to increased competition and had significant impact on local farmers in Chiapas, Mexico. NAFTA, implemented in 1994, removed nearly all trade barriers between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This agreement had a significant impact on various sectors, including agriculture, and particularly affect local farmers in Chiapas, Mexico. Before NAFTA, many farmers in Chiapas were growing corn and other crops for local consumption. However, with the implementation of NAFTA, these farmers found themselves in direct competition with large-scale American agribusiness. Next is private companies taking over government businesses. Neoliberalism often involves selling of businesses that used to be owned and run by the government. For instance, the privatization of government services in the UK and Australia. If a country's government decides to sell its state-owned telephone company to a private company, that is a move line in with neoliberal thinking. The idea is that the private ownership makes businesses work better because they have to compete in the market. Floating the dollar. In 1971, the US under President Richard Nixon chose to unilaterally leave the Bretton Woods system and float the dollar. This means that the value of the US dollar would no longer be tied to the price of gold, but would be determined by the market forces. These are like the laws of supply and demand. If lots of people want to buy US dollars, the values goes up. If lots of people want to sell US dollars, the values goes down. So lastly is the regulation of the airline industry. The deregulation of the airline industry in the United States in 1978 under President Jimmy Carter is a classic example of neoliberal policy. The Airline Deregulation Act removed government control over fares, routes, and market entry, which led to increased competition and lower prices for consumers.
Hi, my name is Hanis Azira binti Ahmad Rizi. My student ID is 2023660594. The first positive impact is economic growth. Neoliberalism promotes free trade, open markets, and minimal government intervention in the economy. These principles encourage competition and efficiency, leading to economic growth and development. Moreover, the expansion of global capitalism, facilitated by neoliberal policies, has allowed for increased trade and investment across borders. This increased economic interdependence can lead to economic growth as countries have access to larger markets and more resources. The second positive impact is technological innovation. Neoliberalism has often been associated with a period of intense technological revolution since the 1970s, with a seemingly escalating proliferation of innovations from information technology and mobile telephony to biotechnology and nanotechnology. The market-driven policies of neoliberalism has encouraged investment and fostered competition, resulting in increased productivity and innovation. This has led to the advent of the knowledge economy and the increasing interchange between academic and industrial research and development. So the first negative impact is harms to worker strike. This emphasis of free trade, the deregulation, and a reduction in government spending could potentially harms the workers' right. Some of the ways which neoliberalism can potentially harm workers' right is by weakening of trade unions. Neoliberalism has also been linked to the weakening of trade unions. Trade unions play a crucial role in protecting workers' rights, and their weakening could leave workers more vulnerable to the exploitation. The second one is wage theft. Neoliberal policies can sometimes lead to wage theft, where the employees do not pay workers the full wages they are legally entitled to. And the last one is discrimination. Due to the inclination towards having the base brands for the workplace, neoliberalism has been accused for discrimination. This could potentially lead to the unequal treatment of workers based on factors such as race, gender, and also age. The second negative impact is market failures. Market failures can be seen as negative impact because towards international relations. Neoliberalism, with its stress on free market capitalism, can lead to a situation where the market does not function optimally, resulting in what we know as market failures. Neoliberalism advocates for minimal state intervention in the economy, promoting the laissez-faire economics and free trade. However, this can lead to issues such as income inequality, environmental degradation, and financial crisis, which are all forms of market failure. Moreover, the neoliberal ideology has influenced international relationships and treaties, changing the paradigm of state, private, and social relations. This can lead to a lack of regulation and oversight, further contributing to the market failure.
Back to me, now I want to talk about the conclusion. In conclusion, neoliberalism is a major conceptual framework in international relations that has greatly influenced our comprehension of world, politics, and economy. Despite its shortcomings, it continues to be a useful framework for analyzing international relations. However, approaching studies should incorporate social and environmental issues, take power dynamic into account, and create more complex model in order to provide a more thorough understanding of international relations. So that's all from me. Thank you.